In the division, the Mets lost at home to the Cubs today, 5-3. That's the only final that's in. The Phillies are just underway at Houston. And here's Livan Hernandez against Chris Coghlan, hitting .306. He's on a 12-game hitting streak. First pitch of the ball game at 7:07. Partly cloudy skies, 82 degrees. There's Coghlan trying to extend his hitting streak, and he does immediately. He's now 23 for his last 51 with a 13-game streak, and this kid has been a revelation for this club. 451 during his streak.
Well, it looks like he took a little bit off of this pitch. Coghlan goes the other way if it's a changeup, and that's how you have to attack Livan. Try to pull that pitch. It's a ground ball to the shortstop or the second baseman, so you got to go with the changeup.
Next up, the center fielder Cameron Maben, who was 1 for 5 with a triple in the number 8 hole last night. And against a right-handed pitcher, Nick Johnson does not get the start tonight, as Nick is normally in this spot in the Florida lineup. Coghlan doesn't run a lot, but he's pretty good when he does. 6 out of 7, and he is out on a throw by Will Nieves right on the ground. Out on a throw by Will Nieves right on the ground, just to the right side of the bag, and Pete Orr barely had to move the glove. Will Nieves is now throwing out better than 30% of opposing base runners.
Once again, this is part of Livan's game. Quick to the plate, less than 1.2 seconds. Gives Nieves a chance to throw it. Pete Orr makes a beautiful scoop at second base, blocking second. Coghlan had no chance.
32% for Will Nieves throwing out runners.
As I told you before, 287 fly ball outs, 217 ground ball outs by Livan Hernandez.
He goes 3-0 on the young hitter Maben, hitting only .215. And he misses. That's pretty rare. Base hit, caught stealing, and a walk. Hanley Ramirez coming, 27-year veteran. Tim McClellan has the plate tonight. He's the crew chief. Andy Fletcher, Greg Gibson, and Brian Knight the bases. Hanley Ramirez last night, 2 for 3, a couple of RBIs, 2 runs scored. He had a sac fly and a walk. And he leads the National League at .358. But he doesn't lead all of baseball. Joe Mauer and Ichiro Suzuki both hitting higher. Mauer's at .366, Suzuki at .360. And as you can see, no contest between Hanley Ramirez and the rest of the league. As I mentioned last night, doesn't hit into many double plays, only 7 on the year. One of it off the plate, 1 on. Breaking ball, beating the hitter. Ball 2. Ramirez, number 1 on base average guy in the league at .420. All right, Rob, you seem interested in where he sets up.
Well, you got a guy that throws about 83 to 85 miles an hour, and Ramirez is way back in the box. So obviously he wants to see the ball a little bit more. That's where you stand when a guy throws 95 or 90 miles an hour. He's way back in the box.
And a 3-1. Close, and another walk. When's the last time Livan Hernandez walked 2 batters in a row? Let's have a look at our pitch track tonight. In fact, Levon hasn't walked 2 batters since about 4 starts ago.
Well, he's taken something off of it right there. It almost looked like a backdoor changeup. Kept it low. Kept his pitches low to Maven. They're taken right now. Being very patient. And that's probably the book on Levon by the Marlins tonight, is make him bring it up and throw strikes.
Next up is Jorge Cantu.
This is Cantu. He's up on the plate and way at the back.
Yeah, he is really spread wide open. And Tim McClellan just cannot call a strike for Levon Hernandez. These pitches are all around the plate, but he's not calling any of them.
Well,
and if he has a little bitty strike zone tonight, and he's hearing about it from the dugout, the Nats and Levon Hernandez are going to be in trouble.
Only 2 strikes out of 12 pitches so far for Levon Hernandez, and now McClellan is yelling into the dugout. Doesn't like what he's hearing, but Levon needs some strikes called for him to survive tonight.
Obviously hard to see exact location for the dugout, but I don't think they see Will Nieves moving around a whole lot to try to catch these pitches.
Well, they must be saying that it's not low. That if he's calling those pitches low that are over the plate, the only thing really you can see from the dugout, other than maybe someone running up from the inside going, hey, that's where that pitch was, is that it's the height.
2-0. Right now, unless he hits a ground ball right at somebody, you're not feeling really good about this inning. That was a breaking ball that was hanging a bit. Cantu had a big home run last night in the first inning.
Talked about keeping the ball low. Whether you're a power pitcher like Eric Mock, who throws in the low 90s to mid 90s, or you're a guy that throws low 80s to mid 80s, if you get the ball up in the hitting zone, especially to a guy like Cantu, they'll launch it. Even Maven, who's been struggling, was coming up from the minor leagues. He hit a couple of rockets last night.
On a pitch up, he fouls it straight back. And the count's 2-2. Rob talked about his pretty extensive record against his former team, Florida. 13 wins, 7 losses, 27 starts in his career against the Marlins. So he's had 20 decisions with an ERA of 3.41. Faced him earlier this year when he was with the Mets back on April 28th and lost the ball game 7-4. Pickoff play at second, and back in pretty early was Maven.
Well, and Cantu has opened up that front side, so to keep that front shoulder in on the big breaking ball. Don Mattingly used to do that. It's a toe tap.
Big slow breaking ball and pulled down the line, and that is a fair ball. The Marlins are going to score at least one. They'll hold the second runner, and the big slow breaking ball, and Jorge Cantu was not fooled at all. They're on the board again in the first inning after scoring 3 last night.
As I said about Mattingly, your first motion, if you're wide open like that stance, is to come in, keep the shoulder locked in on that slow breaking ball that he got right there, and he pulled it down the left field line. We've talked about guys like Justin Maxwell and guys like Maven on the Florida Marlins. The toughest thing to do against a guy who throws a great curveball from the right side against a righty is to keep the front shoulder in. Same thing, lefty on a lefty. Matt Williams used to bite his jersey. Remember that, Bob, in his career? And that was something Bobby Bonds showed him. Just tug on that thing. It keeps your eyes focused forward, but keeps that front shoulder locked in. And last 10 years of his career, Matt Williams was money on breaking balls. And when I faced him, he had a lot of trouble with that breaking ball.
John Baker, the catcher, 5 for his last 9 over 2 games. And a fastball misses low and away. The count's even 1-1. Levon was roughed up early at San Diego on Monday. He gave up 2 runs on 3 hits in the first inning. And that was all he gave up until a solo homer in the 8th.
See him turning over that great changeup, 77 miles an hour. Baker, nothing but air.
Averaging a run per first inning, first start. And he paints the inside corner, and Tim McClellan decides to stand straight up and call out the hitter. He's the worst umpire in baseball for trying to find out if something's a called strike. And he finally stood up and pulled out the bow and arrow for the first out of the inning, second out of the inning after the caught stealing earlier.
As Bob said, Tim McClellan, a very delayed call right there, took an extra look at where that ball ended up. And then he rings up Baker.
Dan Uggla, the 6th Marlin to bat in the inning. (120 strikeouts, 25 homers, 72 RBIs.
It would be difficult too to say, well, maybe Levon's not warmed up. He is one of those select few pitchers. He throws 80 warm-up pitches before a start. There you see Dan Uggla on the back of the batter's box. I think they're doing that to get an extra millisecond look at the ball, make him throw it deeper into the strike zone instead of dropping it right around the plate.
I just wonder if the position of the batter influences the umpire as to where the strike zone is. There's a fastball in there, 3-1. I mean, it's where the ball crosses the plate,
right,
not where it crosses in front of the hitter. And all the hitters are way back there. Third walk of the inning, and the bases are loaded for Cody Ross. Well, Rob, I know that we talk about this a lot when you face an off-speed pitcher. We've talked about hoping to see hitters make adjustments toward the front of the batter's box. But evidently the Marlins think they can do it this way because every single guy, and Cody Ross has his back foot there. Ross, a rare offer against the Nats last night. He hit the ball in the air 5 times.
Cody Ross. Boy, they've already erased the back line at the top of the first inning. You see Levon, how he pitches. He tries to get the ball to look like it's going to be a strike and then die right around the plate. And I think that's the reason why they're so far back. They want him to bring it up.
Up the middle, that's going to score a couple. Ramirez in Cantu, and it's 3 for the Marlins in the first inning, just like last night.
Well, he almost worked his way out of this inning. He's got 3 walks, and then Cody Ross makes him pay big time, just hits it right back up the middle. A couple of runs are going to come in with 2 outs running on contact.
That's a great approach. Take it right up the middle. Cantu's the only Marlin for a hit this inning who's pulled the ball. But that was that big, slow breaking ball that he kept fair. Coughlin went over the shortstop's head for a base hit, leading things off.
Well, and we do this so well against other pitching staffs. It's a wonder more teams don't do it against our guys. But they're making Levon throw strikes. He's up to 28 pitches so far, 11 strikes, 17 balls. Two outs. One was a looking strikeout. The other was a caught stealing.
Yeah, the first 7 hitters, only 3 have made contact. Here's Wes Helms. Don't see him batting 8th too much. Most ball clubs would have their catcher batting down there, but John Baker's going so well. And some of the Marlins part-time or platoon guys are at the bottom of their order in front of a good hitting pitcher.
Well, and the scary thing about Wes Helms is he's got a slower bat, meaning his bat speed isn't as good as like Hanley Ramirez. So these changeups are right about on his bat speed. Categorize him and say, well, he's got a slider bat speed. What does that mean? Well, his hands aren't as quick as they used to. And once again, great camera work.
Man, he just cannot get a called strike. That's a good looking breaking ball that went from one corner to the other.
Well, 1-1. Looks like it goes just off the plate.
Josh Johnson homered the last time he was a hitter in this ballpark. Runners at first and second. Ross and Ugla with 2 outs and 3 runs in a marathon top of the first. Levon goes with a fastball and misses. Now the runners will be on the move. Got him on a big slow breaking ball. Does it take some guts to throw that pitch in that situation? The Marlins get 3. Then Garrett Mock threw in the first inning last night. So the Nats are battling from behind again. And the lineup with Elijah Dukes in that number 6 spot. Elijah all over the bases, last 10 games, walking, driving in runs. Dukes, by the way, has driven in 22 runs in his last 28 games and has his batting average up in the mid-250s now. Pete Orr back in the lineup tonight Will Nieves has made his presence felt, and Willie Harris leads off against 13-4 Josh Johnson. 10th in the league in strikeouts is Johnson with 157. ERA just out of the top 10. Willie Harris shows bunt and takes one inside, 2-0. Johnson also just out of the top 10 in innings. He'll go over 180 here tonight. Thanks to some selectivity at the plate, with 6 walks, Willie Harris has a .386 on base percentage over his last 13 games. Hitting only .226, but the on base percentage is over .350. That's it for that bat.
You need some new wood, Willie. Give the PNC Bank scouting report on Mr. JJ Josh Johnson. He's 25 years old. 19 wins in his 27 starts by the Marlins. 4 wins every month except for August, where the Marlins won 3. So the Marlins win basically 4 wins out of his 6 starts every month. And he is an original Terp. Grew up in Maryland, 8th grade, moved to Oklahoma near Bob Carpenter.
He has a little bigger house than I do, about 10 minutes away. And a 2-2 to Willie. Target in. Harris jammed. He is, by today's definition, everything you're looking for in a major league starter. Big, strong, 6'7", 252. As Rob mentioned earlier, still only 25 years of age. A career record of 32-15. It's his 71st career start tonight. He's battled back from Tommy John surgery and done quite well. And he walks the leadoff man after his teammates give him a 3-run lead. Marlins defensively, pretty much the same look in the outfield as last night. Nick Johnson not in the game tonight. Cantu from third to first, opening up a spot for Wes Elms. And John Baker getting another start tonight thanks to his .281 batting average. But he's only thrown out 17% of opposing base runners. And here's Guzman with Harris aboard. Really has a good lead.
Well, you need to test their arms. You're down 3-0 already. They're the 4th worst defense in the league. Obviously, we're first, but they're 4th. They're 13th. They're ranked 13th in the National League in total defense with 89 errors.
Christian Guzman 0 for his last 11.
Only the 45th walk for Johnson this year in 178 innings pitched.
Against the aforementioned 157 strikeouts. Guzman with a little flare to left. That'll be easy for Coghlan. And he has it for the first out. Ryan Zimmerman on base 3 times last night. And Rob, his power to right center is pretty awesome when he gets a hold of one.
Yeah, and this pitch was on the inner half on the lower side, and he just stayed on it. Beautiful swing. He hits it off the Geico sign.
And a stand-up triple, his 3rd of the year. 1 RBI behind Adam Dunn. Now the Nationals' running game pretty much shut down since Niger Morgan's injury. The last time the Nats stole a base was Pete Orr at St. Louis last Friday. And that was his first game after his recall. So nobody who's been on the ball club most of the season has stolen a base since Nyjer Morgan got hurt a week ago Thursday at Chicago. Zimmerman, tough hopper. Wes Helms plays it well, and Ryan is out at first on a close play. Andy Fletcher punches him out, and here comes Jim Riggleman. He's already complained about balls and strikes, and he wants to know why Zimmerman was out at first base when Ryan was stretching for the bag. And
I think Jim just wants to be heard. Let him know that
Nats are gone in the bottom of the first inning on a bang-bang double play. Livan Hernandez to Josh Johnson. And the top of the second is underway. Josh Johnson hit a home run in this ballpark in the 8th inning. Back on August the 4th, but the Nats came from behind with a 6-run 8th and won the game. Johnson hit that home run off tomorrow's starter, J.D. Martin. And the big guy can hack. 3 career homers, 14 RBIs. And all 3 of those this year. He's 9 for 54 with 3 home runs. And he pulls it to the right side. Pete Orr is there. The Nationals haven't retired very many Marlins leading off innings, and Rob, that double play call worth another look.
you see the backhand by Wes Helms. Picks it up. Nice feed over to Dan Ugla, who throws it over to first base, and just hits Zim. He is safe as safe can be right there. And Jim Riggleman's got a nice argument. And I've said this before, that the umpire is listening for the ball hitting the glove and watching the guy's foot hit the bag. And he had to have seen that before he heard it and still called him out.
Yeah, obviously he got half of it. He heard the ball. And a breaking ball for a strike to Chris Coghlan, who got that first inning started for the Marlins with an opposite field hit on the second pitch of the game. So Livan goes off speed. I mean, this left fielder just seems to be getting better and better every game. He's only 24. He was a compensation pick back in 06. And this is his first major league season. They called him up May 8th.
To get him from the Cubs?
I'll have to check on that. There's another well-hit ball. Thinking about two, Elijah Dukes has 11 assists this year.
Yeah, not on that arm.
And makes a very, very good throw to second base.
Yeah, that was a wise decision by Coughlin not to test Elijah Dukes' arm. Sometimes you feel a little bit too frisky.
Looks like they just drafted him in the compensation round as a player they got after losing a Type A free agent. And they drafted him out of Ole Miss. So he's 2 for 2 tonight. Cameron Maben the hitter. Livan Hernandez walked him first time. And he just cannot get a ball called a strike. Or that breaking ball called a strike when it's near the outside corner. So not many horizontal strikes for the Tim McClellan zone tonight, but you would expect, okay, if the ball's got to be over the plate, the pitcher should be able to work up and down. Now that one is outside. One ball, one strike. And I talked to Dave Jackler and Charlie Slows about this. When we're calling games, Tim McClellan is working. You have to be extremely careful about calling the pitch too soon, which I just did on the first one because I thought he called it a ball, but he eventually gave a small signal for a strike. Pretty sure that's in there, 1-2. And of course, what makes that Zimmerman call so big at first base is that now Adam Dunn leads off the second. Nats need that ball to go foul. It does. I mean, when you're down by 3, you want Adam Dunn batting with anybody on base. And that's why that situation was so important by Jim Riggleman. Obviously, on the replay, he was correct. And Adam Dunn now leads off. Rather than having him up there, and as Rob has said, when he's batting, everybody's in scoring position.
Young guy that struggled the first time he was here. It's not the type of pitcher you feel comfortable about. Late on an 86-mile-an-hour fastball, because he's probably expecting some seed type of play. Pitch, excuse me. That's a bad play by the fan.
Our policy is to not show people who get onto the field, but when a guy falls out of the first row and you're shooting action on the field.
And he falls something over tea kettle. Bye-bye.
Another close pitch, and eventually the strike 3 call.
The slow bow and arrow.
Cameron Maben a strikeout victim. Livan's 3rd of the night.
Well, maybe Tim McClellan's a hunter and he's pulling back a 75-pound bow. Right there, right down Broadway. Cameron Maben saying, not too many guys down on the farm that throw that pitch.
And here's Ramirez, who walked his first time. Hanley leads the league with 173 hits. Can you believe Ichiro Suzuki's 9 hits away from 200, and it's the 5th of September? That ball high and deep to left center. Willingham watching it, waiting, and he has it in front of the 377 mark. Adam Dunn will be leading off in the bottom of the second. It'll be Willingham and Dukes to book your next trip at southwest.com. And by Wendy's. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. South Capitol Street across the Anacostia tonight. It's a beautiful night for baseball. 82 at game time. Adam Dunn leads off, bottom of the second. And he went up ripping. Adam had an interesting night last night. Three singles, an RBI, a walk. Oh, man, that one almost took out his manager. Jim Rugerman on the near side of that front step, and he's pointing right in front of him where that ball slammed off the railing. Mo's okay.
Is Mo sporting a Redskins hat?
Look out, guys.
Look at that. Whoa.
That wasn't even near Mo. What's he ducking for?
This will blow your mind, Bob. Since his Tommy John surgery and he's come back in his 41 starts, the Marlins have won 30 of them. Wow. That's how valuable Johnson is to the Marlins.
Also a testament to how hard he worked on his rehab. Not that anybody wants surgery like that, but guys will tell you, you do the rehab or else you don't make it back. And a lot of guys are bigger and better and stronger after they've gone through that process.
And that's why there's a lot of hope and faith that George Zimmerman will come back better than when he left. Well, if Adam Dunn's not pulling it foul towards our dugout, he's hitting it towards their dugout.
He's using
the whole field,
isn't he?
Yeah, he's using the whole ballpark now.
Hanley Ramirez stays home at short. Wes Helms is playing a usual second base, and then Dan Uggla's in right field. They flip-flop the third baseman and the shortstop. Adam Dunn rips one right between them all.
That's the pepper.
Man, he looks like Ichiro Suzuki in this series. 4 singles, a walk in 5 official at-bats.
Check his swing out on the Exmo from the third base side. There you see, watch the bat head get out in front of that front leg. Bang! He has to try to place it in there in between the triangular defense.
Sweet Home Alabama being played as Josh Willingham steps in. I hadn't heard him have that played yet.
Nor
that might have been at the request of his dad. David is in town. And Josh came up big last night, 2 for 5 with a 2-run homer, his 22nd of the year. That happened in the 3rd inning last evening.
The hammer.
It's better to be the hammer than it is the nail. Pretty good 0-2 pitch by Johnson.
Coming in there.
Mid-90s on that heater. Elijah Dukes, a fastball hitter next. Look at the career numbers of Josh Willingham. 266 career hitter coming into this season. He's 20 points above that. So his recent struggles have brought him back down to earth a little. That's another one inside, 2-2.
Hey, at least Tim McClellan is consistent on both sides tonight. This is a beautiful 1-2 pitch. It's like it catches the corner of the plate. It's a ball.
Willingham, he looks like a different hitter than he did just a couple of days ago. He's spoiling pitches now that he was missing on the road trip. Target in again. Way in there. And the count goes full.
See Josh Johnson here. Zach on the Exmo, and big, strong, coming downhill at you at about 95 miles an hour. Great finish.
3-2. And Josh spoils another one. Yeah, that's mid-90s. It looks pretty effortless.
Yeah.
From a guy with a 6'7", 250-pound frame.
Free and easy, as they would say, and very quiet. So they would say that's an easy 95, 96.
And Willingham will walk. What a good at bat by Josh. The Nats have their 3rd base runner of the game. 2 on, nobody out here in the 2nd with Elijah Dukes coming up. Last night, Dukes had 2 hits and 2 walks.
Bring Mark Wiley out. Let's have a little conversation here in the 2nd inning.
Josh Johnson has been, at times this year, susceptible to the big inning. He'll throw a bunch of shutout innings, but then one will get him, like when the Nats got that big 6-run frame in the 8th inning last time they were here. He had a recent start where that happened. And Sunday, tomorrow is Dollar Kids Day. Come on down to the ballpark with the kids ages 2 through 12. You can purchase up to 4 tickets for them for $1 each. Anywhere but the President's Club, Diamond Club, and the Grandstand. It's good tomorrow only. The kids must be with you at the time of purchase, and you cannot combine that with any other offers. So one full price adult ticket and 4 kids 2 to 12 get in for $1 each. Not blazing base runners out there, but just the big guys getting on base. High and tight to Elijah. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's a good take on a slider. It was in the strike zone for a while. Johnson working slowly with his battery mate, John Baker.
And I do believe the 25-minute top of the first half inning probably took away a lot of his warm-up and his edginess for tonight's start. Sometimes a good thing. You give up a lot of runs, but you also throw off the tempo of Josh Johnson.
Big power hitter in there. He doesn't want to walk the bases loaded, obviously. We'll see what Elijah gets to work with here on a 3-1 count. He misses, and the bases are loaded. And he's missing with his fastball right
now. Even when your mechanics are off just by a hair, things don't go your way. You see him start him with the breaking ball. Comes inside on him. Another breaking ball down and away. Fastball up out of the zone. Another fastball down out of the zone, and he puts Elijah Dukes on, and he's just trying to find a rhythm again, and nothing seems to be working for him.
A lot of pitches for both starters. Pete Orr goes up swinging. Base hit. Dunn scores. Willingham held at third, and the Nats have a merry-go-round in progress in a 3-1 game, and that's Pete Orr's 3rd RBI in 8 ball games. Well, he figured with the bases loaded, he's going to throw me something to get ahead.
Pete Orr goes up there, knowing he's probably going to get a good pitch like Bob said, and he doesn't try to do too much. Didn't try to hit a grand slam. Placed it perfectly between first and second.
No chance for Willingham to score. Ball got out there in a hurry. And it's Will Nieves now. Still nobody out.
Yeah, but you know what? Cody Ross's throw into the infield was horrible. So, it's again, they're right behind us as far as not a very good defense.
You know what? With the pitcher coming up, if he gets a base hit, he may send that second runner. In this case, Elijah Dukes. Getting their bullpen ready are the Marlins. Christian Martinez. Bunch of base runners. Willingham and Dukes both walked. Pete Orr got the RBI single. Adam Dunn safely home. Johnson gave up 3 runs on 5 hits over 6 2/3 against the Braves his last outing. He threw 100 pitches, 65 strikes in a 5-2 loss to Atlanta. Good hitting pitcher on deck. Will looking to protect here on 1 and 2.
patience of the Nationals hitters now have gotten Johnson up around 40 pitches. He's at 38. The next one will be 39. And he still doesn't have an out here in the bottom of the second inning.
Not a whole lot of mystery when you're starting against a ball club for the 5th time in the same year. Nieves chops one foul and stays alive. Remember the at-bat of Josh Willingham when he fouled off several? That walk after the Dunn single really set up this inning. And then Johnson never did threaten to retire Elijah Dukes before the Pete Orr first pitch base hit. Nieves loves to shoot the ball to right field. And he takes a breaking ball outside, and the count goes full, 3-2. Wow, look at those numbers for Will Nieves on this count. And then he goes upstairs and strikes out.
Ball 4.
Easily ball 4. First strikeout for Josh Johnson. He now has a glimmer of hope to escape this inning with the pitcher coming up.
Well, one thing that we have going for us, Livan Hernandez can handle himself in the batter's box. Will Nieves, it looked like a good pitch coming in, but 95 up there, difficult to catch up to as you see it. Get by Nieves in a hurry.
Last time Livan Hernandez batted, he bunted with the bases loaded, but it was not a suicide squeeze, and he ended up bunting in San Diego into a 1-2-3 double play. Willingham not that fast at third, but you don't need a fast runner on a suicide squeeze. You won't be squeezing now with a count 0-2.
Very good company right there. 2 Hall of Famers and 2 future Hall of Famers in that company. That was 95 up and away, and he still fouled it off. Pretty decent with the bases loaded there for a pitcher.
75 career RBIs. Not a 1 this year.
Hot Rod Harris waiting on deck. Drove the hot rod to the park today. Top down.
I thought I heard that earlier.
And Olds Cutlass can rumble.
Is that what they meant when they said this is not your father's Oldsmobile?
Yeah, I think so. I love Chevelles, Cutlass, Camaro. I had a 67 Camaro Rally Sport that I redid it 2 years.
Did he hold?
Yes, he did.
They don't even appeal. Ball 1. The body was committed, but he kept the hands from committing somehow. He wants his catcher to go through the signs again. Bases loaded, 1 out. Johnson and Baker just haven't looked like they've been in sync here. Livan gets the bat on the ball.
Take him out.
And they try to take him out at second, but Ugla survives the slide of Pete Orr, and the Marlins turn their second badly needed double play. Long inning for Johnson. It's 3-1. Tonight's game fell about 15 minutes short of 4 hours between these two. These ball clubs really have some battles. Now, Rob, when a pitcher and a catcher aren't really on the same page, what's the cause of that? What's going on between the two of them?
Well, and obviously we talked about this. It was about a 25-minute half of a first inning, and Josh Johnson had to wait around to get out there and start pitching. So he was probably a little bit cold, and now, you know what, he probably doesn't throw an awful lot to John Baker. So right now they're trying to get on the same page, and it's not that easy. So it's more of a communication thing, body language, things like that. When you get ahead of somebody, and Josh Johnson hasn't gotten ahead of too many hitters, you're shaking your head and you still want a fastball, things like that. Location, maybe they're not getting together on location, and all of that stuff starts to work into the pitcher's head, and he gets frustrated with the guy behind the plate.
Livan Hernandez starts off the third with a strike to Jorge Cantu. His RBI double, the big hit of the first inning that got the Marlins going, and they were able to keep the inning alive long enough for Cody Ross to drive into with a bouncer up the middle. Quickly 0-2. Cantu does some RBI damage in this series. He tomahawks that pitch up. He tomahawked one out of here to left field last night, so he's driven in 3 runs in these 2 games so far. Not having a big home run season, knock on wood as I say that. Hit his 14th of the year here last night, with the RBI total approaching 80.
Cantu is all over that big curveball from Livan Hernandez, almost like he's going up there looking for off-speed stuff and adjusting to that fastball. Which is something Fred McGriff told me. When guys don't throw 90 anymore, that's what they do. Still adjust to a 86 mile an hour, 87 mile an hour fastball.
This hitter still has a lot of untapped potential. Cantu's only 27. Big guy, 6'3", 207. They thought he was going to be a star 4 years ago when he drove in 117 runs for Tampa Bay. He led the major leagues that year when he drove in 21% of the base runners who were on board during his at-bats. Then he broke his foot the year after that. Only played 25 games in 07, traded to Cincinnati.
Pretty thin guy, though.
And then the Marlins picked him up as a free agent prior to 08.
I do like him, though. He's got a lot. He's still very young. A lot of upside to his career left. Andres Galarraga was almost out of baseball, and Don Baylor had him open up his front side. And there you see the stance of Jorge Cantu, wide open. Foot behind the back of the box. See, they erased them. The line, get behind the batter's box, trying to get every advantage he can, and he's right up on the plate to get plate coverage. Not on that one.
Trying to wait on that big breaking ball, and Cantu is Livan Hernandez's 4th strikeout victim.
And hitters don't like to be embarrassed either, and right here makes him look bad after he got a double the first time up. 3-2 once again. Off-speed curveball at 70 miles an hour. I don't care even if you're looking for that. It's like a knuckleball. It's hard to hit.
Here's Baker, struck out looking first time.
And you notice Livan will only pull that out of his bag of tricks when he needs a strikeout or a big out. Won't throw it 3 or 4 times in an at bat.
Well, he had a lot of guts to throw it to Wes Helms, ending the first inning with a couple of guys on. Got a strikeout there.
Can you hear the guy yelling at Tim McClellan? He goes nice. McClellan stands up for the ball, and then the guy's like, oh, come on. That's a lot of time between the pitch hit in the glove and the strike ball.
4-pitch walk, and Livan Hernandez has walked 4 Marlins tonight. Well, let's see how far back we have to go to find a game where he walked 4. He did it for the Mets against Arizona July 30th. Pardon me, at San Diego August 6th. And he had some control problems back in the middle of June. A 5-walk game, couple of 4-walk games back then. But these kind of games for Livan have been few and far between.
Well, and that's the thing for Livan, though, Bob. He can't live within the strike zone where the hitters swing. He's got to live on that outer edge of the hitting zone. And once you force him to come back in the hitting zone, he's given up 30 more hits than innings pitched already this year. He could get tattooed.
And it's the umpire, not the hitters, who pretty much forced that to happen. When he walked 2 of the first 3 batters of the night with Tim McClellan behind the plate, that did not bode well at all for the Nationals and Livan Hernandez.
And maybe Josh Johnson thought the same thing. He doesn't look too sharp either.
I know the Nationals post the umpires right next to the scorecards, the lineup cards in the clubhouse. And if I was showing up to start a game on a night when Tim McClellan was working the plate, I'd be concerned. Dan Uglo walked for the 81st time this year. Back in the first inning. He's become a little more selective as his career has gone on. I don't know if you can call a guy with 120 strikeouts cutting down on him, but he did strike out 171 times last year. Big swing and a miss. And that's number 121. 5 Ks in the game for Livan Hernandez. And we have a definite lack of contact going on in this game right now.
Well, he's getting a lot of swings and misses. And other than that, 3 runs in the first inning. This is very reminiscent of San Diego. He gave up 2 runs in the first inning. Went 6 more innings before he gave up that pinch hit home run to Headley. Chase Headley of the Padres. So, I mean, this is the way, this is his MO. Once he gets comfortable and in a groove, but right now he's up 71 pitches in the 3rd inning. I don't know how far they're going to push Livan tonight.
That could help if somebody can get there. Pedor's got the angle. He's under the foul ball, and he's got it. And the Marlins are going to walk 2 strikeouts and a pop-up. Top of the order, Willie Harris coming.
a 5-4-3 double play, or did it? Let's check out the replay here on the freeze cam. Well, I see someone's foot on the bag, and the ball is not in the glove. And that's why you get the stare down from Ryan Zimmerman going, dude, you need to get the Coors Light freeze cam, because that was a bad call.
How you doing, gals? Hope you're having a great Saturday night here at the ballpark. And now Jim Riggleman, Ryan Zimmerman, Willie Harris, Christian Guzman, hopefully teaming up to get some runs here. Nats are down by 2, 3-1. They've been out hit 4-2. Willie leading off the ball game for the Nats walked in the first, and he raced on a Zimmerman 5-4-3 double play ball when Ryan was obviously safe at first. But it's early, and it's just a 2-run game after all the struggles Livan Hernandez has been through. And for that matter, Josh Johnson not at his best either. Rob, during a long inning like he had to watch, are there any things you can do in the dugout or in the tunnel to stay loose and stay warm as you are coming out of the bullpen?
You say your rosary. No, you just got to go along with it. Besides the fact, then he was on deck, standing there for a while.
That was a long at bat by Wes Helms.
Wes Helms had a long at bat, drawn out, ended up striking out to end the inning. Then he's got to go back in, get his stuff. So it's not easy when you warm up, and that's why they try to actually warm up a little bit slower than the starting pitcher, because they know probably a good 5 to 10 minutes before you're going to toe the rubber, and in this case it was about 25 minutes.
Well, Christian Guzman 0 for his last 12. He's been very streaky lately. Johnson ahead 0-2. Marlins are in the wild card race, and one of the teams ahead of them won today. The Giants a 3-2 win at Milwaukee, and with Colorado playing Arizona tonight, it's possible the Giants could catch the Rockies, and the Marlins are only 4 games back, 1 up on Atlanta. 1-2 to Guzman, who taps a foul. Marlins are 7 games over 500, 6 over at home, 1 on the road. And against the East, they've played well. Well, mostly thanks to the fact they're 10-3 against the Nats. They're 30-22 in the division. Guzman hits it high and far. It is twisting away from the center fielder, and Maben grabs it with a backhand dive and a slide. He simply outran the ball and saved his pitcher 2 or 3 bases.
Well, when you're in an 0 for 12 little valley slump, and then you hit a bolt like this, if you're going good, that falls, you get a triple. When you're going bad, guy makes an unbelievable athletic catch. Cameron Maben, as we said before, got the makings of being a heck of a Major League Baseball player, especially defensively.
Man, that was really a great play. One of the best we've seen in this ballpark this year.
What do you think Maben goes, about 6'3", 6'4"?
Well, I'll look and tell you what exactly they list him as. 6'3", 206.
6'3", he used all of his 6'3" frame on that one.
They got him as part of that 7-player deal with Detroit when Miguel Cabrera and Dontrelle Willis went to the Tigers in December of 07. He only had 32 at-bats for the Marlins when they called him up last September, but he had 16 hits. He's out of T.C. Roberson High School in North Carolina. That's a great prep program that has sent lots of players to Division I and on to professional sports in different sports. Zimmerman has one that's floating with the bullpen, and that is caught at the barrier by Cody Ross. The Nationals just a couple of feet away from a big inning. So they're hitting the ball well. 3-1 Marlins come on out Tuesday. It'll be our September 8th version of T-Shirt Tuesday. First 10,000 fans, a Natstown T-shirt. And then at 7:05, it's the Phillies and the Nationals. 202-675-NATS. Nationals.com, or stop by the box office right here at the ballpark. Wes Helms, the number 8 Florida hitter, and Josh Johnson and Chris Coghlan, top of the 4th. After all the early fireworks, you never know when a ball game might settle down into a pitcher's duel for a while. And both of these guys are capable of doing it, even though Livan has thrown 72 pitches in 3 innings. Up the middle on a hard chopper. Guzman mishandles. He knew he had to exchange it in a hurry to have any chance.
Going to lose it on the transfer here on the Exmo. See, like yesterday with Nick Johnson. Little bobble, and as soon as you bobble it, pretty much know not going to be able to get the guy at first base.
Ideal situation for the Marlins. They're up by 2. The pitcher's up with a runner on. Johnson shows bunt, pulls the bat back. He does have 7 sacrifices this year to go with his 9 RBIs. That's real good. Bare hand by Livan. Just kind of took his hand and slapped it down on the ball to pick it up and threw it on to Pete Orr. Sacrifice good, 1-4. Aflac trivia.
What does the Duck have on Dog Day afternoon?
The last inside the park homer against the Marlins. Who hit it? Emilio Bonifacio hit one for the Marlins against the Nats this year.
That is almost as random a question as you could get.
Chris Coghlan 2 for 2. And this guy with runners in scoring position this year is hitting .354. He's doing everything for them in the leadoff spot. Livan stays away from him. 2-0. Right-handed batter Maben on deck. Hernandez will be careful here. He could set up a double play. Although Maben is very fast, as we have found out in center field, that's a strike.
I'm going to take a guess because I saw this guy in the clubhouse and it's just so obscure. Austin Kearns.
Inside the park?
Yeah.
I know he hit a grand slam against Josh Johnson back here early in the season.
Yeah, but I remember him like.
I think you're right at RFK.
You know, I just recall Austin coming up to the plate and then playing him in the side partner.
With the runner not sliding back in. Three and 1 the count to Coghlan. Now hitting .309. Livan Hernandez painting the outside corner. Count full.
Coghlan was an 18th round pick by the Diamondbacks out of high school in '03. And I think you already did this stat, but did you do that he had 47 hits in August?
I did see that last night.
Is that
not sure we
insane?
mentioned that.
Yeah.
That led all of baseball.
This kid had 47 hits last month.
If you had 47 hits every month, you'd have about 260 for the year. Look at him go again. On a hop to Willingham, they'll hold the runner at third. Coughlin is 3 for 3. And here comes Cameron Maybin, who maybe saved a big inning for the Marlins last half inning.
Well, this may have been Maybin's catch. One of the best plays against us this year. There you see Josh Johnson. I knew you had it all the way. No, I was going to say Ichiro Suzuki, who holds the record, had 262 hits. So that's close to 50 stinking hits every month.
That's not possible.
Well, the first year he played over here, coming from Japan, at 242 hits.
That ball smoked to right. Dukes thought it was deeper. Here comes his throw all the way in. It deflects off Dunn. And the Marlins get a sac fly from Cameron Maybin, and they lead 4-1. Coughlin, the runner, stayed at first on the play. And an RBI for Maybin, his 5th of the year.
I don't know if he was throwing it to Adam Dunn to get Coughlin, or
I don't know. When I saw him wind up like that, I think he was throwing home.
Well, he threw right to the bag, and actually, if Dunn doesn't hit this, it looks like it's right on the money.
I mean,
look at the throw. I thought he had to play it first.
The way he had his head cocked and everything, I thought he was trying to throw it home on a fly. Might have held on too long, but it deflected off Dunn. He did keep the throw low, so the runner didn't go anywhere. But the Marlins have a run again. 2 hits, a sacrifice bunt, a sacrifice fly. And Florida in this series has now scored 13 runs in 13 innings.
All right, let's see this one more time. Coming in, catches it, comes up firing. It looks like it's going to be good going towards home, and then it hits off of Adam Dunn.
Dukes has 11 assists this year.
Looks like a pretty good throw.
2-0 to Hanley Ramirez. This inning isn't over yet. Ball 3.
It was nice Louisville slugger they sent Chris Coughlin.
It's 6-1 Florida. And now they have scored 15 runs in 13 innings of this series against the Nationals. Hanley Ramirez is 20th, and his RBI total shoots up to 90.
Well, I thought Levon was pitching around Ramirez. 3-0, threw a high strike, came back, threw another pitch almost in the same spot, and watch how quickly this ball gets out of here. Boom. It is just smoked on a line by Ramirez, and that is one strong young man.
No doubt about that, Laser.
I was going to say Louisville Slugger sent Chris Coughlin a half dozen bats that had the Dodgers engraved on them instead of the Marlins. And he's such a good kid, he used them anyway and hit a home run with one of them.
Oh, I'm sure he did. Cantu's 2 for 3. And by the way, for Hanley Ramirez, that was his 99th career home run. In his 4th full year in the league. And here's John Baker, the catcher.
We talked about Lebo leaving the ball up. He gets hit around a lot. Keeps it down. Hard to hit.
They're just going up hacking now. Right at Willie Harris, top of the 4th inning over. 3 more for the Marlins, 2 of them on the Ramirez homer. It's 6-1. George plants a fire hydrant on dog night here at the ballpark. And Abe goes down. But the big question is, where's Teddy? Teddy was not even in the race.
Maybe Teddy stepped in something.
Might speed him up.
Or he might have slipped and hurt his hip. He's that old.
All right, guys. Ball game far from over, but it's 6-1 Marlins. And a long uphill climb for the Nats again. 91 pitches for Livan Hernandez in 4 innings, and only 49 of them strikes. Adam Dunn, first pitch ground ball from right field. Dan Uggla throws him out. StubHub.com is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Washington Nationals. It's never been easier to take in a ball game. J.D. Martin and Anibal Sanchez tomorrow, day off for Labor Day. And the Phillies are in. John Lennon, Pedro Martinez Tuesday night. Garrett Mott, Cliff Lee Wednesday. Livan Hernandez, Joe Blanton on Thursday.
I love it. We get to see Pete Martinez. Very good.
And Livan will come back on his regular turn Thursday because there's an off day Monday. The Nats are a starter short suddenly with all these young guys hurt. Colin Ballister, the latest to be hurt with a side muscle. Stammen done for the year. And Willingham goes up swinging like Dunn did. 2 quick outs for Johnson here in the 4th. Elijah Dukes is next. It just sort of boggles your mind that the Nationals, when they got pretty good pitching on the road trip, simply could not score any runs. And now they just can't get any outs against the Marlins when they need them on this homestand. 3 pitches, 3 swings. Well, 2.5 maybe. They had the bullpen warming up 2 innings ago while Josh Johnson was pitching. The bottom of the 2nd. He gets a quick inning here. He may be around for a while. Searching for his 14th win of the year. The league leaders, Adam Wainwright with 17. Chris Carpenter 15. And then Joel Pinheiro, also of St. Louis, and Jason Marquis of Colorado with 14. Justin Verlander of the Tigers with 16 wins have a chance?
Yes.
Over the American League. His ERA is better than CC Sabathia's, who also has 16.
And CC didn't have a very good first half. Verlander carried the Tigers in the first half of the season. So my vote would be Verlander.
3-2 to Dukes, and he had him reaching, and Dan Uggla's under that. Nationals go quietly 4, 5, and 6 in a hurry in the bottom of the fourth, and it's all Marlins by 5. Out hitting them 8-2 and leading 6-1. Fifth inning of work for Livan Hernandez, who's due to bat third in the bottom of this frame. Uggla, Ross, and Helms 6, 7, 8. That's a strike. Swing back fastball. 0-2. Phillies are trailing at Houston again tonight. 3-0 middle innings. That's Blanton and Oswalt throwing there tonight. And if the Marlins win tonight and the Phillies lose again, they would be 6.5 games out with a month to go.
Did you ever find Teddy?
I have no idea where Teddy was on that race. I thought we would cleverly be told where he was, but not a sign of him. I thought maybe he'd be upstairs with man's best friend somewhere in section 201.
Middle of the plate to the outer half there by Livan. Whoa!
Hard to wait long enough.
Okay, that's about the third or fourth 3-2 big off-speed curveball, and Uggla said, "I'm ready for it."
That guy got his red on and made an outstanding catch.
Just out in front. Look at where he hits this spot. Bang, right at the top of the zone. Wow. Bye-bye.
Uggla tosses his bat away, heads for first base, and he can make a U-turn.
Right turn, Clyde. Well, right here, Uggla, right down the middle. I mean, come on. Good pitch here by Livan. And Uggla thought he had the walk, and then it was the bow and arrow.
Here's Cody Ross. right off the end of the bat. Levon waits for it. 2 quick outs. Thursday, September 10th is 9/11 Remembrance Night here at the ballpark. All active military, police officers, EMT, and firefighters with a valid ID can purchase 2 tickets for the price of 1, or you can get a ticket for 50% off for that ball game on September 10th. You must purchase them here at the box office at the ballpark on the 10th. That'll be Thursday night when the Nats wrap up this short homestand with the Phillies. One ball, 1 strike to Wes Helms. 1 for 2 at the base hit. Looks like we're about to get our first look in the top of the 6th at Victor Garate. Nats got him from the Chattanooga roster in the Dodger organization.
Rhymes with karate, so Victor Garate.
Good ERA. Opponents are only hitting 191 against him. And he was a strikeout pitcher at the AA level. 9.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. You know, he's highly thought of if he's pitching AA. Part of a deal that he's in the major leagues just days later. Colorado's taken a 2-1 lead in that game at home against Arizona. Rockies with a half-game lead over the Giants in the wild card race. Levon's already over 100 here in the 5th inning. And with the strike zone the way it was in the 1st inning, that set the stage for a bad matchup. And that's another borderline pitch that wasn't good enough.
2-2.
It's on the corner. And that's a strike.
See that, and that camera is angled off center in center field, so that's a strike.
Elijah Dukes is over there to get it. A 1-2-3 fit. Levon walking off the mound might be done for the night in a 6-1 game. Feeling thirsty? Try a refreshing 32-ounce Mickey D's sweet tea. I'm loving it at participating McDonald's.
Nats are trailing the Marlins by a score of 6-1 as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning, and I am coming to you from section 201, and for the first time ever in the history of Nats Park, they're having a Pups in the Park day, and I am in between Little Iggy and Moochie, and these guys are just having a ball out here, Bob and Rob, and it was also the Nationals Adopt a Pet Day, so a lot of good things going on here. Back over to you.
Well, I was hoping there might be an interview here. Guess not. Oof. I'll just turn over to my French Bordeaux Mastiff here.
Dog de Bordeaux.
You are a dog aficionado, Rob.
I wouldn't say that, but I do love big dogs that slobber a lot. Because
you must.
Kind of like me. My wife loves me.
So if they had a picture of you with your dog, you guys would like look alike?
Yes, most definitely. Bad teeth, kind of smelly, drool a lot.
Good fastball. Pete Orr, RBI base hit tonight on a first pitch with the bases loaded. And remember, the Nationals still had the bases loaded with nobody out and never scored. Will Nieves struck out on ball 4 and a fastball over his head. And then Livan Hernandez hit into a 5-4-3 double play. And you hope that was not the last gasp of the night for the Nats. But the Marlins quickly went out and scored 3 more runs. 1-2 to Pete Orr, who's 9 for 23 now with 3 RBIs.
And he loves Josh Johnson, 6 for 10.
There can't be many hitters to make that claim.
No, but a good smaller contact guy just uses the velocity against Josh.
And he does it again, but it hooks foul.
Oh, look out, Ballgrove.
That's a good move by her.
Yeah.
Get out of the way.
Did that get that lady in the head? I think it hit that lady in the face.
She's okay.
Yeah, it did.
Well, it deflected over and
yep.
got her. Thank goodness that didn't hit anybody flush.
Still probably get some ice for her.
And Pete Orr reaching for that one. So was Josh Johnson. Orr makes it a close play. Oh. Great hustle by Pete Orr. Not a lot of guys make that a close play.
I think this is closer than you think. There's Pete out of the box. Just got him. That's beautiful work. Zach down there on the X-Mo. So I'm wrong. So now Jim Riggleman should argue with me.
Well, I would like to see him win one against somebody.
No, absolutely.
Ooh. Will Nieves on a 3-2 pitch struck out with the bases loaded. And that's had a base hit, 2 walks, another hit, and settled for 1 run. And to hit for Livan Hernandez next is Jorge Padilla. Well, the Braves are having a hard time with the Reds again. Cincinnati just got 2 in the top of the 6th on Joey Votto's 21st home run of the year. They beat the Braves last night to give the Marlins a 1-game lead over Atlanta in the division and the wild card race. Oh! Slaps one right into the glove of Josh Johnson. What are you going to do? Listen for the leather.
One of those moments.
I don't care how big and strong you are.
No, exactly.
His heart's racing.
95 coming back, 105, 110. And
Jorge Padilla 1 for 8 as a pinch hitter. As a major league hitter, 1 for 16.
yeah, it's tough to beat Padilla, though. He's getting about 2-3 hits, but look at his foot. Way
He's
back
out of the
there.
box.
Yeah, he's like Jorge Cantu. He's out of the box.
Broken back, ground ball. Hanley Ramirez, a bobble. Close and out at first. That's go in order. Josh Johnson is now retired 11 in a row. Let's pay off our Aflac trivia about the last Inside the Park homer against the Marlins. Was it Austin Kearns? May 12th of 2007.
Let's flash back.
It was in the 6th inning, leading off. The ball hit the very top of the wall, rolled over to left center, and Austin Kearns, that's Josh Willingham retrieving the ball, and Austin Kearns hits his 4th homer of the 2007 season. And the Nationals won the game 7-3, by the way. Listen to that crowd. And here's Victor Garate, 47 games. Brett Hayes, by the way, is pinch hitting for Josh Johnson. They got 5 innings out of Josh, 82 pitches. He retires the last 11 men he faces, and they'll go ahead and get him out of there after a long start to his evening. Brett Hayes, the 3rd catcher on their roster, pinch hit last night. He's a rookie who was at Double-A Carolina, Triple-A Albuquerque last year, and he swings and misses on a ball tailing away. First major league hitter for Victor Garate out of Maracay, Venezuela. He'll be 25 years of age in 4 days. And his first major league hitter is going to hit one deep to left and homers off the top of the wall. He had him 0-2 and gives up a homer to the first major league hitter he ever sees in person.
I remember Sean Burnett when he came over here from the Pirates, even though he was a big league pitcher. First hitter, home run. Now Victor Garate. 0-2, too much to the plate.
He went down and got that ball.
Yes, he did, but he expected it. You know, if you're a hitter, you're thinking, okay, he's way ahead 0-2. He's probably going to throw me a breaking ball out of the zone, and Hayes is smart enough to go down and get it.
Well, I've got that as Hayes' first major league home run off a pitcher making his major league debut. Marlins have hit 2 tonight, 135 homers on the year. And that ball out to the gap in left center, but Willingham there.
First one to get Coghlan out tonight.
Coghlan 3 for 4. As it turns out, Josh Johnson and there's Christian Martinez gave up only 1 run on 2 hits in 5 innings. Walked 3 batters early, none of them scored. That was the big key for him when he got the strikeout of Nieves and the double play ball from Ivan Hernandez back in the 2nd. And Josh Johnson would only strike out 1 batter tonight. But the 2 double plays were Nationals rally killers. Johnson did retire the last 11 Nationals after Pete Orr's RBI hit in the 2nd. Cameron Maybin 0 for 1, a walk and a sac fly, and the night's best defensive play.
Well, now he's overthrown a little bit, working really fast. You want to settle him down, maybe get him to throw a breaking ball to pull that front shoulder back in. Obviously he's a little hyped up. First major league appearance.
4-pitch walk. Next up, Hanley Ramirez. Ramirez on the verge of 100 home runs after his 2-run blast 2 innings ago. Can the Nats trade for those other 4 guys too?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Josh Willingham on that list. Well, if they could choose one guy off that list, it would probably be the man in the batter's box. Plays a good enough shortstop, steals bases for you. Jorge Sosa. A lot of innings to be logged by the bullpen again tonight. And a 1-2 from Garate to Ramirez. Garate listed at 6'2", 212. This is his 8th professional season. Originally signed with Houston in December of 01. And the Dodgers took him in the Rule 5 draft December of 07. That's a good pitch.
Wow.
Where in the world was that?
Welcome to the big leagues, Rook. Leading the league in hitting, and you have a rookie pitcher on the mound. That goes right over the plate. Ball. Don't get used to that. That's going to happen. More than it won't.
Target in.
Throw strikes to get strikes. Even tonight, Livan Hernandez, pretty good strike thrower. Josh Johnson.
He keeps his up, he'll be a Gold Glove candidate sometime soon.
Well, the first 3 years by the graphic, he was terrible. He's got eight errors this year. So he's really concentrated on the defense.
Rookie of the Year 3 years ago when he stole 51 bases. Had 46 doubles, 11 triples, 185 hits. To the All-Star game last year. He gets jammed right there. Good pitch by the left-hander. Adam Dunn right there for the second out of the inning. Tonight's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Jorge Cantu steps in 2 for 3 with a RBI double back in the first and an opposite field single in the fourth. Nationals Park in Washington, D.C., where the Nats are 27-40 on the year. Having a hard time at home lately. Bob Carpenter, Rob Dibble, Debbie Taylor with you on Mass and HD. Marlins got 3 in the first, 3 in the fourth. A homer by Hayes, pinch hitting here in the sixth, and lead the Nationals 7-1. Left-hander Victor Garate making his major league debut. Three and one. That ball well hit, heading for the gate out in left field, and that's going to be deep enough to get Maben home with his great speed. 8-1 Florida.
Well, make mistakes at this level. Most of the time, the hitters don't miss them. And it's a breaking ball up in the zone. Cantu was all over it. And Maven, who looks like a world-class sprinter coming around that base.
Yeah.
That is one fast young man.
Cantu wearing out the nets. Coghlan wearing them out.
Well, you can't concentrate so much on Ramirez that you forget about Cantu. He is the number 4 hitter. Like you said, he did hit 32 homers last year. Maybe having an off year, but he's still dangerous. So for a rookie pitcher, you got to concentrate on every guy and feel like every guy is handling Ramirez right now.
0-2 to Baker, who bounces one right side for Pete Orr. Had to back up on that ball, plays it well. And for the Marlins, another crooked number. 2 more in the 6th. They've also played outstanding D. Wes Helms getting that one turned. Maven, the spectacular play in left center. Josh Johnson likes the support in that same inning, and up against the wall grab by Cody Ross. And of course, Josh gets in on the fun himself on a screamer by Will Nieves. And AT&T is the nation's fastest 3G network. Your world delivered. Facing a rookie reliever in a moment. 10th appearance for Christian Martinez. Chris Coghlan, 3 hits, a run scored tonight. Hanley Ramirez, his 99th career home run. His RBI total up to 90. And Livan Hernandez hit hard by the Marlins to the tune of 6 runs on 8 hits. 4 walks in 5 innings. Of little help to Livan, though, early was the shoebox-sized strike zone of Tim McClellan. The game got off to a bad start for Hernandez and never did get much better. And here's Christian Martinez.
Well, you got 12 outs in their bullpen to get back in this ball game and try to tie the score.
From Santo Domingo, 27 years of age. Willie Harris 0 for 1 with a walk, goes up swinging. Nationals box score, nothing to show lately.
You can tell Martinez already, just after 10 big league appearances, starts somebody out with a changeup and then comes inside 92.
Well, these Marlins, they've got some arms on that staff and in the bullpen. Florida's interesting. If they win tonight and the Phillies don't come back in their ball game and they're They have scored a couple of runs, but they're down 3-2 in the 7th at Houston. The Marlins will be 6.5 out. And they're the kind of team that you do not want to play in September. The Nationals will be down there next weekend. The Marlins showing how erratic they could be in the second half. Freddie Gonzalez's team came in here and got swept, then went right up to Philadelphia, swept the Phillies. Their last time up the Eastern Seaboard. Willie Harris reaching on a pitch, diving away from him. And that's 12 straight for Marlins pitchers. Giants won their game today 3-2 at Milwaukee. So they're a half game behind the Rockies. And the Marlins could be 3 out at the end of the night. Braves are trailing the Reds. And the Cubs beat the Mets today. In that Colorado game, 2-1 Rockies over Arizona at home. Bottom of the 3rd.
Giants have working for them one of the best rotations in the big leagues. Just a hair behind the Dodgers in earned run average. But the Dodgers have 1 complete game and 8 shutouts. The Giants have 10 complete games and 18 shutouts this year. And a lot of those came in this run. And then a no-hitter by Sanchez this season. So pretty decent pitching staff.
You know, what struck me as funny on the MLB network earlier today, and there's a fly ball that Cody Ross will run down. They were showing highlights of the 1974 World Series between the A's and the Dodgers. Vin Scully was on the air lamenting the fact that starting pitchers were only pitching complete games about half the time back then.
Meaning about 20 out of 40 starts back then.
Yeah.
Because you had 4-man rotation.
And now it's about 1 out of 40.
And the Orioles back then one year, and they're starting 4. Every guy had 20 wins.
Yeah.
Forget what season that was. Was it 72 or 70? One of those seasons. But anyway, you know, probably every guy in that staff had 15 to 25 complete games. Yeah. Each guy, not the entire staff.
I remember a great line Kurt Gowdy had going into one of the final games of the World Series. He said, "Poor Earl Weaver. He's down to his last 20-game winner for this one today."
Well, and now we're talking about the Giants after 135 games played, just 10 complete games. How time changed. Yeah. Nobody else even in double figures in the National League.
Could you imagine the glare you would get if you walked up to Bob Gibson and said, "Hey, you had a quality start today"?
No kidding.
He'd say, "Get out."
Look, Milwaukee's got 1 complete game as a staff. The Padres, the Mets, the Dodgers, the Cubs, and the Braves of all teams. 1 complete game combined on the year. So all of those teams, and some of them spent an awful lot of money on pitching between the Cubs and the Braves this year.
Nationals have 6, several of them in losing efforts of the 8-inning variety. 2-2 to Zimmerman, and Ryan gets a piece of it with the bases empty, 2 outs here in the 6th. The Nationals haven't had a hit since Pete Orr's ground ball through the right side with the bases loaded back in the 2nd. Pitch up, he fouls it back. In one of those World Series games in '74, Raleigh Fingers, the Oakland closer, was in the game in the 5th inning, and he pitched into the 9th. My, how things have changed.
Well, and that guy went to the Hall of Fame too. Raleigh Fingers.
And Bruce Gossage had a lot of 3-inning saves.
He did. I think 70 something out of his 300 saves.
Zimmerman pulls a fastball away. Wes Helms on the run, throws it away, and down the line the ball goes, and down to second Zimmerman goes. It appeared Ryan was at the bag. They might give him a base hit. It's a base hit and a throwing error on Wes Helms.
It's a tough play right here by any third baseman standards. Couple of hops, third hop, nope, he gets it right in between on the second, has to throw it off balance with no momentum going towards first. And just not good.
Way off the bag, but you can see Zimmerman was there already, so that's a good call by David Vincent, the official scorer, giving Zimmerman a hit. You've got to assess an error for the extra 90 feet. And here's Adam Dunn in an 8-1 game, batting with 1 on, 2 out in the bottom of the 6th.
All right, it was 1971. Mike
428.
Cuellar, Pat Dobson, Jim Palmer, and Dave McAnally.
Dave McNally, yeah.
McNally.
Boy, nobody. You'd have to face Palmer one day, and then Cuellar's screwball the next day.
And I want to read these to you because you're going to just laugh. Cuellar 20-9, Dobson 20-8, Palmer 20-9, and McNally 21-5. But that's not the funny thing. Cuellar 292 innings pitched, Dobson 282, Palmer 282. McNally would be a workhorse today with 224. 21, 18, 20, and 11 complete games between the 4 of them.
I am laughing.
Yeah, and the only one with an ERA over 3 was Mike Cuellar at 3.03.
Probably some lefties he couldn't throw that screwball against effectively.
Well, and you know, and the reason I bring that up is because they had a 4-man rotation, so they had 1 day less of rest, and they were all able to go out and make their starts every 5th day and complete over 50% of them.
Adam Dunn 1 for 2 tonight. Our producer Chip Winfield reminds me that Livan Hernandez pitched over 250 innings in one of his years in Montreal. There's Josh Willingham on deck here in the 6th. 3-1 to Dunn, and he gets under it. Left field for Chris Coghlan. The Nats get their first base runner in about an hour, and we're on to the 7th inning in an 8-1 game. Southwest.com, and by Corona and Corona Light. Kick back and relax with an ice cold Corona and lime. Relax responsibly. It's a beautiful night for baseball in our nation's capital, and it's even prettier if you're from Florida right now. Abe even took a dive on the president's race earlier tonight. Hey, college students, 50% off during the month of September for home games. Bring a valid ID. You get a $10 ticket or more for all Monday through Thursday games, half off. It's available only here at the ballpark at the box office day of game. Check out the Fan Value Corner at nationals.com or call 202-675-NATS for details. Take a little time out from your studies. Come over and join us for an evening of baseball. Jorge Sosa, inning and 2/3 of scoreless baseball last night with a couple of walks and 1 strikeout. I think the Nats are just going to run him out there in these mop-up situations and see if he can get through innings without walking anybody. That ball is scorched into the left field corner by Dan Uggla. Uggla aboard for the 2nd time tonight. And the Marlins, the hits just keep on coming for them. That's 11 on the night. And if you don't have pitching, you've got nothing to work with in this game. Next up, Cody Ross, 1 for 3 with a 2-run single. This is the 16th inning of this series for the Marlins offensively. They've scored 17 runs. That ball slowly hit behind the runner. Good base running play. Guzman throws out Ross, but Uggla gets over to third base. Usually with the ball hit that close to you, you might be inclined to hold, but he read the slowness of it. And it'll be Wes Helms with the runner at third, 1 out.
Here's the transfer right there. Catch it, get it into your glove, transfer, find a grip. Throw the guy out at first. With the Exmo, it really looks like a ballet. It's gorgeous.
Zimmerman drops the ball. Runner had to hold it third, and Ryan still throws out Wes Helms. Interesting. You hardly ever see Ryan miss a ball that he gets his glove on.
See how hard that was hit? This is a seed. This guy smokes this ball, bang, and it's going away from him. Not easy to catch, but he knows I got plenty of time because that ball was hit so hard.
And that will keep Martinez in the game. Glode was going to hit.
Sosa's not tricking him with that slow curveball. He should get this guy.
Christian Martinez 0 for 1 as a big league hitter. Didn't exactly hit his spot with that front door breaking ball, but the pitcher had happy feet trying to get on it. And the count's 0-2.
He's young and overmatched. He's not up here to try to win the batting title. Making contact would be a victory.
Nearly a wild pitch for a run. Phillies have now taken a 4-3 lead at the top of the 8th at Houston. Roy Oswalt was cruising 6 scoreless innings. Phil's got 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th. Half swing, he did make contact. Pedor scoops it. Throws him out. 7th inning stretch time at Nationals Park. Josh Willingham 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. Homer here last night. He'll lead off, followed by Dukes and Orr.
Nationals 8-1. The next game on Masson will be Sunday versus the Florida Marlins on HD. Starts at 1:30. Anibal Sanchez, 2-6 with a 5 ERA, goes against J.D. Martin, 3-4 with a 4.6. J.D. is 3-2 in his last 5 starts, and Sanchez is 3-0 with a 3.16 earned run average against the Nats career. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. with Nats Extra, hosted by Byron Kerr and Ray the Silver Fox Knight. There they are. They're breaking them down even farther. Anibal Sanchez with 50 innings pitched and 25 walks.
Hanging in there, hoping for some late inning heroics here. Willingham, Dukes, and Orr against Christian Martinez, his second inning of work. The Marlins, between Josh Johnson and Martinez, haven't given the Nats anything to work with since the second inning. Ron Vallone working. Was not one of the 6 pitchers who appeared last night. Willingham off the end of the bat, and a ball hanging up for the center fielder Maben. He gets a great jump on it. He was cruising by the time he got there. 15 of the last 16 Nationals retired. Announced crowd of 18,111 tonight. That does not include the 75 four-legged friends we have in attendance with us.
There's 75 of them?
That's what I heard. Dukes a walk and a pop-up tonight. Nats about to lose their 8th in a row without some late fireworks. Dukes puts a jolt into that one, and it's over the head of Maben. Hits at the base of the wall, and as he scuffles with it a bit, Dukes goes into third, and because the pitcher's backing up, it'll be a triple. He might have gone home. And Elijah Dukes is now 14th for his last 31.
Elijah Dukes steps into this pitch right here. It's a breaking ball down and in. This looks like a changeup. No. Maben bumbling, stumbling out there in center field, and Elijah dives in safely with a triple.
I hope that slide goes the way of the dinosaur next spring training for everybody in this organization. We'll never know what this season could have become offensively with the injury. Hands first slide to Niger Morgan. Pete Orr has a chance to drive in his second run of the night. He's 1 for 2 with his third Nats RBI in 8 games.
Elijah Dukes is built more like Ricky Henderson than Niger Morgan. Niger, although he is fast as the wind, about 180 pounds dripping wet. He's got to protect that. Remember if Mickey Rivers dove head first or slid feet first.
I don't remember Maury Wills doing it, and I also didn't remember Lou Brock doing it, but I did see some highlights of his later in his career when he did go in hands first. But that sure is one part of the Pete Rose legacy I wish nobody would imitate. Of course, Pete Rose didn't slide head first. He used to dive head first. Willie Avis will be the hitter. Well, he was the hitter. Well, still is. I saw Josh Bard down there, but Bard is in to bat behind the Avis for Sosa. The Nats do technically have 3 catchers on the roster. Jim Riggleman reiterating today that Jesus Flores is available to pinch hit but not catch. He said that first at bat's going to have to come sometime. He's trying to pick the right spot for it. And Willie Avis gets a base hit up the middle. Oh, for one of those back in the second inning when the bases were loaded. It's now an 8-2 game, and the Nats have 2 runners aboard. For Nieves, his 24th RBI.
Still have 8 outs to work with here. Just chip away, chip away. This is the old Nationals from a few months ago. Wouldn't matter what the score was, they could come back. Hopefully they can.
Debbie Taylor had a conversation with Jesus Flores earlier today. Debbie, is he ready to get in there?
I did, Bob, and yes, he is ready. He said he's very excited. His shoulder is still a little bit sore, but he really wants to get in there soon.
Josh Bard with a great swing. That ball is beyond the reach of Cody Ross. Pete Orr will score. Willie Avis will score. And suddenly, this is an 8-4 game. Josh Bard, first pitch swinging on the attack. And the Nats have a 3-run inning with only 1 out.
This game is not over by a long shot. And Josh Bard just lays into that. Cody Ross, that is not the kind of play you want to make when you're up 7 runs. Plays this ball into a double. A couple of runs come in to score.
He had no chance of catching that.
No, and that's why they're the 4th worst defensive team in the National League.
Now they've enabled the Nats to get around to the top of the order. Ramirez and Ugla went shouting toward their dugout. I'm not sure what they're checking on here. Well, you would think they might be checking. Maybe there's an appeal at second base. They think somebody missed the bat. And everybody touched.
And Freddie Gonzalez is going to come out and argue.
And they have to be talking about Will Nieves because Pete Orr was already on second base. And this is pretty heated here. Maybe Greg Gibson doesn't like the way Hanley Ramirez went about things there, but the umpire seems pretty upset.
Well, these are big games for the Marlins. And he goes up to Martinez and he makes a quick pitching change too.
So the end came quickly for Christian Martinez. Triple walk, single, double. Willie Harris coming up, and the Nats are further into the Florida bullpen, and suddenly a 4-run game. Runners on, and they're further into the Marlins bullpen here with left-hander Dan Meyer, and Justin Maxwell's about to hit for Willie Harris. Meyer has closed a couple of games for them this year, 2 saves. In the strains of Sweet Caroline playing behind us. And our old buddy Ron Sims back on the first base dugout doing his thing. Sing along, everybody. Come on, Rob. Headless dash, letting his runners know what's going on. Josh Bard at second base. Here we go. Maxwell hitting for Willie Harris. Maxwell started the game last night, went 1 for 4 with a bunt base hit. Helms is playing rather deep at third. He can't tie the game. He could lay another one down here. Oh, and that's a half swing. Wow. That appeared to possibly graze the foot or the leg of Guzman on the way by. Wow.
Well, Justin Maxwell stopped the swing. That was just off his shoulder. Deflected the ball right at Christian Guzman. Hit the wall.
Maxwell takes a fastball up and away.
You want to be patient. See what this guy throws. I don't know why you would. Guy just comes in the game swing at the first pitch.
You know, that's something that pinch hitters do, but it's usually a veteran guy who's been around for a lot of years. He knows the pitchers, and he knows what a first pitch tendency might be. You know, a Mark Sweeney kind of guy, or Lenny Harris. 1-2 to Max. Change up. Counts even 2-2. Ball up, and that at bat is over. 2 outs. It'll be up to Guzman to keep the inning going so that Ryan Zimmerman can bat.
Pitch sequence here. Justin Maxwell, he half swings and fouls off the first one. Then it's ball 1 on the fastball. Then it's the slider in. He fouls it off. Slider down, actually changeup down in the dirt. And then 93 upstairs and in.
Big swing.
Yep.
Now the Nationals are going to use Craig Stammen to run for Josh Bard. Stammen, we're told, will not pitch the rest of the season, but he hasn't been put on the DL. And you can use anybody in that dugout in a situation like this.
Oh, and Stammen, a very good athlete. He's got the tender elbow right now. We used to employ this all the time in Cincinnati, and I know a lot of other teams do that. If it's not a starter's day to pitch, and he's a good athlete or a good runner, say like a Mike Hampton, put that guy in there. Even Zambrano, Carlos Zambrano with the Cubs will pinch hit, and you'll have fast guys pinch run.
And Guzman pops it up. Stammen scheduled for bone spur surgery on his elbow tomorrow. He gets the pinch run, but doesn't get the pinch run for long. Duke's got the triple after a walk to Orr. Wilnie Game into the top of the 8th inning. A ways to go here. The Nats are in a position, if they can keep the Marlins at bay offensively, and Justin Maxwell takes over in center field for Willie Harris. New pitcher. Appearance number 50 for Ron Vallone.
I don't know what the Nationals have planned for Justin Maxwell, but if I were him, I would be going to winter ball this year and getting another 50 to 100 at bats against some major leaguers, former major leaguers, and future major leaguers, and working on some stuff.
You know, professional baseball is full of guys who can go get him in the outfield.
Absolutely.
But have long swings and strike out. He needs to get that swing cut down and use his strength. Because if he makes contact, the power will come.
And I always felt it was an advantage throwing in the offseason. I mean, you can hit year round. A lot of Latin players do that. They'll play winter ball along with playing in the major leagues. So they play basically 10, 11 months a year and love it. But he has all the tools. And if he could even hit 275, and, you know, he'd be playing up here at the major league level.
And there's another young outfielder who should be healthy by March in Vieira.
Bernardino.
And he does put the bat on the ball, and that's Roger Bernardino.
And that guy can fly. There's a lot of talent, and that's the whole thing. I mean, that was one of the reasons I went down to winter ball. I was a first-round pick, voted best fastball every year, and after 4 years in the minor leagues, my career was almost over. And I went down and had a manager from another organization, a pitching coach from another organization, and basically they let me work on my stuff. They gave me confidence in my stuff that I needed to work on, and within 3 months the next year I was in the major leagues. So it's a question of just gaining confidence and going down there and work.
How old were you at that time?
23.
One hopper. Guzman had to lay back. And some folks are going, Andy Fletcher better call him out. That's how the top of the 8th gets underway, and another bang bang play at first base. Visit the official online shop of the Nationals, nationals.com. Largest online selection of authentic team gear, official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, and collectibles. Get your team gear straight from the source. ShopTheNationals.com shop.
And I got to tell you that I went back the next year after a half year in the major leagues because it was so much fun, and I just felt it gave me an amazing edge by throwing in the off season, whereas living in Connecticut, the only thing I'm doing is throwing snowballs at people.
Yeah. Well, the constable didn't want that.
The constable.
I think of New England. I think of the constable.
Jeez, that's a good one. No, there's state troopers and local police.
I know, but in New England, it's got to be
Yeah,
constable. And the 2-0 to Maben, who was ripping. He's been all over the bases tonight. Maben's walked twice, scored twice, struck out, hit a sacrifice fly. Jason Bergman faced one batter last night in the 6th inning, and he struck out Dan Uggla, so he's fresh. Malone floats one outside. Bergman probably warming up with the on-deck hitter in mind, the game changer, Hanley Ramirez. Little pop fly right center. And nobody can get there. Duke's a good effort. And that could be it for Vallone. We'll see how Jim Riggleman plays it here. He cannot afford for his team to give up any more runs.
Elijah gets it a great effort right here. Justin Maxwell came an awful long way to try to catch that ball. Sometimes the guy swings, it's off the end of the bat. Very difficult for anybody to get to the ball because your first reaction is this ball is going into the gap.
Ramirez 1 for 3, a walk, a 2-run homer. Are you surprised Riggleman stays with the left-hander here? Ramirez and Cantu, the next two hitters. Freddie Gonzalez wouldn't be hitting for those guys.
Well, here's the thing. Vallone, I'm sure, knows he has to pitch carefully to Ramirez.
Former Nat Brian Sanchez throwing for the Marlins. And Ramirez got frisky, swung at ball two. And a foul tip into the glove of Will Nieves.
Geared up, thinking maybe it's a breaking ball or something, and he's way behind the 89-mile-an-hour fastball up and in. Now maybe throw that dead fish changeup in the dirt away from him. Stays with the heat.
91. Ron used to throw considerably harder than that,
but he's always had the great changeup. Maybe that's Riggleman's thought process, that get ahead,
roll over a ground ball, get a couple. Although Ramirez has only hit into 7 double plays all year.
That kid's got some skills, man. He's running down that line. You said it yourself, 51 stolen bases 3 years ago, 4 years ago. He can run.
He became a 2020 man tonight.
Maybe that little argument with Dan Uggla motivated him a little bit.
Target in. That would indicate no changeup. That was 87.
Well, that was a breaking ball, but maybe he is setting up the change right here. Pound him in, go away. High and tight, low and away. It.
Yep. Well outside 3-2. We'll see if Freddie Gonzalez starts the runner with 1 out. Maben can fly. Why not? You're up by 4. Hanley Ramirez plugs a gap with a runner on the move. They'll score. Target inner half. Runner moving, out of play right side. Colorado has increased its lead at home to 3-1 over Arizona in the 6th. Wild card leaders 3-2 right field line, and we'll watch Maben as he approaches third. If Dukes has trouble, he scores. Elijah does not come up with it right away, and it's 9-4. Hanley Ramirez with his 3rd RBI of the night, his 91st of the year. And he solves the left-hander Vallone for an RBI double.
Well, throws that pitch over the heart of the plate. Ramirez goes the other way, hits off that wall, gets by Elijah, and allows Maben to score. Also allows Ramirez now to get in scoring position. They'll walk Cantu on 4 pitches.
And get to the lefty-lefty matchup with Vallone against Baker. Jason Bergman standing, arms folded in the bullpen. They had him ready by the time Ramirez batted. And now it'll go at least 2 hitters beyond that point. 13 hits, 9 runs. The exact number of runs and hits last night. So now this is the 17th inning of the series, and the Marlins have scored better than a run per inning. They have just stepped on the Nats' neck every time they've gotten back semi-close in one of these 2 games. John Baker 0 for 3 with a walk coming up. Still only 1 out here in the 8th. He was ripping on 2-0. Another long count, 3-1. Left field, well hit. Willingham at the track. Josh has it for the 2nd out. That'll bring up Dan Uggla, and Jim Riggleman will make a double switch. Jason Bergman's been waiting a while. He'll come in and face the batter he struck out last night. Marlins a run in and 2 outs here in the 8th. hard to keep those guys off the board. Join the party tomorrow down in Woodbridge at Fisker Stadium. It's John Lennon Bobblehead Day, courtesy of Geico. Gates open at noon down there. Come on early. First 1,000 fans receive the great keepsake of John Lennon. Kids eat free on Sundays. Run the bases. Play catch in the outfield. After the game, PotomacNationals.com or 703-590-2311. John Lennon Bobblehead Day in Woodbridge. Alberto Gonzalez on the double switch, bats ninth and plays shortstop. Nats pitcher batting in the 2-hole if you're keeping score. Bergman and Ugla. 6th inning last night with 2 outs and 2 runners aboard. Just like this, Jason struck him out swinging.
See Ugla right up on the plate.
Chops one to Zimmerman. He can go right to the bag. And the top of the 8th is over. The Marlins run on 2 hits, and now they lead by 5. Levon's night got off to a tough start. 3 in the first and 3 in the fourth. Comments, and we're going to go inside the mind of Jim Riggleman, evidently. And we'll look ahead to tomorrow's matchup of J.D. Martin and Anibal Sanchez. Ryan Zimmerman 1 for 3. Adam Dunn 1 for 3. Josh Willingham 0 for 2. Facing the left-hander Myers, Zimmerman goes up hacking. Ryan tonight has collected his 156th hit of the year. Started the night in the top 7 in the league in base hits. Hitting .330 since the All-Star break. Zimmerman's going to have a 30-plus home run season and drive in more than 100 this year. Makes it all the more impressive when you think about his first full year in 06, when he hit .287 and drove in 110 runs. Number 2 in the Rookie of the Year voting to Hanley Ramirez. That's a strike, and it's 2-2.
2-1 pitch right here is down low and outside. Gets the call from Tim McClellan.
And Ryan hits one high in the air to right for Cody Ross. 10 o'clock hour on a Saturday night in our nation's capital. And it's all Marlins. They led 3-1, 6-1, 8-1, 8-4, and now 9-4 with one out in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 o'clock Nats Extra tomorrow. Rob and I join you at 1:30 and set up J.D. Martin and Anibal Sanchez. If the Nats don't come from behind and win this game tonight, they're 13-36 against the East. And it would be 8 losses in a row since Niger Morgan broke his hand. They did win that day. Houston came up with, are you kidding me, another bad 9th inning for the Phillies. Houston got 2 in the bottom of the 9th and beat Brad Lidge, who is 0-7 this year. 5-4 Houston.
Well, and their bullpen seems to be the Achilles heel this year, where it was their strength last year.
Kaz Matsui, a 2-run single. That is amazing what's happened to the Phillies. Adam Dunn, another multi-hit game, 2 for 4 tonight. That'll bring up Willingham with 1 out here in the 8th. Well, the Marlins could gain a game on the Phillies tonight. And Freddie Gonzalez is going to make a double switch. That'll be 1 inning for Meyer with 1 hit, 1 strikeout. And it looks like they're going to change out their catchers here with 1 out in the 8th in a 9-4 game. An Adam Dunn base hit knocks Dan Meyer out of the ball game. Ronnie Paulino will bat 9th and catch. The pitcher is batting 5th, where John Baker, the catcher, was, and it's former National Brian Sanchez, who pitched in 12 games here last year. 2 wins, no losses, but a 7.36 ERA. He gave up 10 runs, 9 of them earned in 11 innings on 16 hits. And the Marlins picked him up as a minor league free agent December 17th. For this ball club, he's been lights out in 37 games. Isn't that amazing? 3-1 with a 1.37 ERA in 37 games as a Marlin. Here's Josh Willingham, 0 for 2 with a walk. Evidently Willingham as a Marlin, Sanchez as a Nat have seen each other. Sanchez had 30 games over 2 years with the Phillies in 06 and 07.
And didn't you say former national Kip Wells was pitching that Cincinnati
He started
game?
for Cincinnati tonight, and they beat the Braves 3-1. Cordero got the save.
And the hammerheaders went through the left side of the infield.
All right, Josh Willingham, another game with at least 1 hit. He's showing signs of life again, on base twice tonight. And this is a big at bat coming for Elijah Dukes. Kip Wells starts for Cincinnati at Atlanta tonight. And he goes 6 innings, gives up no runs on 1 hit. Walks 4, strikes out 4. And Francisco Cordero saves his 32nd game 3 pitchers later. Here's Dukes. A walk and a triple tonight. Breaking ball, he got fisted on it, and it will be uncatchable. Let's see what he's going to do with it. I did see some of our friends in wheelchairs down the way, and she turned him down. A slider away. He'll find somebody to take that souvenir. And a slider. Elijah staying alive. Close, ball 2. There has been a tight zone in this game tonight.
Right at the end, Ronnie Polina tried to frame it, pull the glove up. That was a ball bob.
Fastball rides high, and Elijah can't reach it. 2 outs.
Sanchez reaches back right here, a little extra, 90 miles an hour after working it with a lot of breaking balls.
Sanchez on the year, 45 strikeouts, 23 walks. Opponents hitting 199 against him. He's a different pitcher than the one wearing the Washington uniform last year. That's outside to Pete Orr, who's been on base twice today with an RBI single, a walk, and a run scored. Pete continues to do well, whether hitting second or down toward the bottom of the order. He was ripping on 2-0. And a breaking ball. Hit out to right. Cody Ross runs it down. And the Nationals have stranded 6 runners tonight. Nothing doing in the 8th. Marlins 5 up into the 9th. It's 9-4 Marlins. Got some league notes for you. Bobby Cox ejected again last night when the Braves lost. Alfonso Soriano, we mentioned this yesterday. They said yesterday out indefinitely. Now it might be for the rest of the way. Nate McLeod hurt. He's back. And the Phillies could use Brett Myers. Maybe they'll consider him having.
And he hurried back.
Having him close a game or two before the season's over and give Brad Lidge a little respite.
They said Brett Myers was done for the year, and that guy got his hip cut on and has hustled his way back to getting healthy.
Swing and a miss on a couple of big breaking balls. Bergman overmatches Cody Ross for the first out of the night. Well, there's a new ball club with the most wins in the National League. Big breaking stuff there. Pending the outcome of the Dodgers at home against San Diego tonight, they would have to win to match the 81 wins now of St. Louis, who just got a run in the 10th to win at Pittsburgh 2-1. Everybody's assumed, I think, all along the Dodgers would have home field throughout the playoffs. They're getting a challenge for that now. That's a broken bat. Zimmerman has it. 2 outs. First at bat tonight for the catcher, Ronnie Paulino. Paulino at 273, 8 homers, 26 RBIs in 65 games. So the way they're setting it up now, Baker's playing about 3 games for every 2 that Paulino plays. Ronnie's 28 years of age now, originally signed by the Pirates. He looked like he was going to be a star there. His first year with the Pirates, he hit .310 in 06 and become the first rookie catcher since Mike Piazza 13 years before that to play at least 100 games and hit over 300 as a rookie catcher. They traded him to San Francisco for Jack Tashner back in March, and then the Marlins got him the same day from the Giants for right-hander Hector Correa. And he's at first base with 2 outs here in the 9th. Top of the order again. And Chris Coghlan up for the 6th time tonight. He's 3 for 5. Josh Willingham toward the line. He's there in plenty of time. And that'll do it for the Marlins in the top of the 9th. They've stranded 11 tonight, but they've scored 9.
The Nationals, Byron Kerr and Ray Knight coming up with Nats Extra. They score early, control trouble from Levon setting the tone.
Yeah, Levon just didn't throw strikes. He had 100+ pitches after 5 innings, averaging 20 pitches per inning. And once again, the offense got behind, and a guy like Josh Johnson is just going to shut you down. We weren't able to do a whole lot with him.
And Hanley Ramirez, boy, showing why he's an all-star every year.
Yo, man, he's one of the 5 or 6 best players in the game.
All right, so the Nationals looking for another rally this time. 5 runs to see if we can go maybe 6. Bob Carpenter and Rob Dibble have the 9th inning next.
Thank you, gentlemen. 9-6. The Marlins won it last night. They lead 9-4 tonight against Jim Riggleman's beleaguered pitching staff, both from an ERA and an injury standpoint right now. And for the Nats, it'll be Nieves, Gonzalez, and Maxwell in the bottom of the 9th. Will Nieves 1 for 3 with an RBI base hit back in the 7th. Florida bullpen quiet with a 5-run lead. Sanchez trying to nail it down. Josh Johnson would go to 14-4 with the win, and Livan Hernandez would fall to 7-10, barring a big-time comeback here.
And if they do hold on, the Marlins, since Josh Johnson came back from elbow surgery, would have won 31 of his 42 starts.
That is getting it done. Nieves right to the second baseman, Ugla. Nats are down to their final 2 outs. Alberto Gonzalez coming up, and then Justin Maxwell. Alberto Gonzalez 23 for his last 127 at bats, hitting 181 since the All-Star break. Hitting the ball in the air, easy out for Cody Ross. And the Marlins are 1 out away from a 4-game winning streak. Only 6.5 back of the Phillies. And they'll gain another game on Atlanta as the Braves lost tonight again. Braves have lost 4 straight.
And now for 4 straight games too, Bob, the Marlins have scored more than 8 runs and 13 hits in each of those games.
Yeah. Well, the way they're going, they don't have to get great pitching to win, but if they get decent pitching, they're in. Final hope for the Nats. Maxwell struck out swinging, pinch hitting for Willie Harris back in the 7th. But the Nats had scored 3 runs and had a runner at second base with 1 out. An 8-4 game at that time. They needed another hit or 2. Maxwell struck out. Guzman popped out. And despite 2 hits in the 8th, that appears to be the last gasp of the Nats offense tonight. Maxwell jacks one to left center and hangs up. Go. Coughlin, who might have lost the ball in the lights, and Maxwell's at second base with 2 outs. That's right about the angle where a left fielder would be looking into the lights. And we'll see how they score it.
Looks like a straight fastball right there. Up 5 runs, 2 outs in the 9th, bottom of the 9th inning. Again, Marlins outfielder playing a sure single into a double.
They've given Maxwell a double on that ball. And here's Morris hitting for the pitcher.
Step into one right here.
Not to be lost in all of this, if he can just get a base hit, Zimmerman bats. And then you take it 1 AB, 1 swing at a time, hoping you can get Adam Dunn up there. But even Josh Willingham would be the tying run if he can get to the plate somehow. Lots of work to do here in the 9th. Fastball by him, 0-2.
Got to cut down that swing and try to drive it back up the middle.
Daniel Pinto on your right, and Leo Nunez.
So you have a Pinto on one side and a Nunez on the other one.
2 pretty good arms.
Yeah, they have some pretty good arms.
Morris takes a fastball to right. Hits it extremely hard. Maxwell runs through the stop sign of Pat Listash and scores. It's 9-5. Listash had both hands up, and Maxwell blew right by him, scoring easily.
Maxwell's off on contact here, bang, and by the time this ball comes down, he's coming around third. He scores easily.
Well, what Pat Listash was thinking.
Well, I know his
one hopper to the outfield. Don't run yourself out.
You're not going to run yourself out of the inning.
That was Morris's first RBI, by the way, as a Nat.
I was thinking.
Here's Zimmerman. The Nats need 2 more base runners to get the tying run in there. And if they get 1 more, it becomes a save situation. And you'd probably see Pinto against Dunn.
I don't think you would. I think you see Nunez. I think you bring your closer in. 0-1 pitch, another big breaking ball. Right down the heart of the plate.
Zimmerman reaches out and strokes it to right. Cody Ross is there, and that's it. Again, an evening where the Nats probably had enough offense to win a ball game, but they cannot stop the Florida Marlins. Washington gets 5 runs on